give me just a brief overview of Mike Reynolds. How you came about?
How it came about? Oh man, the story. Many of you know I worked for Church on the Move for 10 years out at Dry Gulch, USA, serving kids. I went to rent some lenses one day for a project I had to do, and then I needed some mics too, and I was like, I knew there was a lensrentals.com, but was there a micrentals.com? And sure enough, there was available. And then I also was just like, man, I can't really, it's hard to rent stuff where I was locally and get quality stuff and quickly and talk to somebody. It was just always kind of a mess. The rental process tended to be a mess. So I wanted to make it simple. I got to admit, I really liked how Lens Rental did their thing. So I was like, I want to do something but for microphones and for my people, church production too, So that's kind of how we came about.
Awesome. So next question. I've seen a selection online and everything else like that. Do you have a favorite microphone, like that's a go-to for vocals per se? Because you're an audio engineer as well, so
right.
That's such a tricky question for everybody. I feel like the same thing with Daniel and everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, because it's. I have to admit, I really like the DPA, the 4018. I like the VL just because you're starting kind of with a clean slate. Not to mention the diversity of the capsule you can use on wireless stuff. That to me was one of the most brilliant things they've ever done. Was you can have a capsule that can be on a wired stick or any wireless system. And so
I did something crazy, and I actually used it on their little mini gooseneck
and
put it on a snare drum. So it was like my go-to on snare drum. I did 4018V. Not VL on the top and 4099 on the bottom, and got really great results.
Yeah, man.
So 4018 is your vocal microphone. Kick drum microphone.
Kick drum, I like the Earthworks SR20LS. It's very unique. Not a lot of people like it, and I totally get it. For me, it's always replaced the combo, like the 91D6 or the in and out combo. One thing about it is if it's aimed wrong, it will certainly tell you. It'll sound like, but it's aimed wrong. But I don't know. There's something about it. I feel like it represents. If you have a bad kick, though, it will tell you.
Yeah, I feel like I noticed that a lot in a lot of manufacturers right now. So I've asked you for recommendations on the kick and the vocal. Do you handle a lot of recommendations, like when people contact you, or you just supply when people already have their idea in their head?
No, that's great. I think when we modeled the site, we had like an ABC user, like advanced, basic, and casual. Somebody who did know what they're doing but needed some more guidance. That's kind of where the shootouts before you loot out thing kind of was born. Not to mention the capsule shootouts we started. What? Hashtag shootout before you loot. But they would tell me usually problems. That's all. It would start with a problem, and we would give suggestion. I would give a suggestion, a recommendation based upon not just what I knew, but what we were seeing and hearing other people do, and see if there was a similar problem they were running into. A lot of times, it had to do with like the fullness of a kit. Typically, that was an overhead issue. Either they didn't have any, or they had just the wrong thing. So typically my go-to on overheads for that stuff was like, hey, try some Mojave 201s. Just try them.
You beat me to it. I'm like, man, give me some Mojaves and I'm happy all day. The price is a big deal. Like, hey, this is how much they rent for, but if you like them, this is how much they are. Right. But if guys know what their spending limits are, and I get it. So we have to kind of stay within those lanes to help them sometimes. Yeah, I feel like that's the adventure that I'm on right now, is finding the different levels, the good, better, best in every microphone.
Yeah.
I've been trying a lot of the SE, so I haven't been using anything but SE for the past 6 months now, and getting really great results.
Bring those up, and I'm like, man, because for somebody who doesn't know the sound of their kick drum, that V kick, because it's got those passive filters on it, you could kind of shape it a little bit, because that's ultimately, man, the source is, you got to fix the source first,
and then capturing the source. You don't want something that's going to, convolute the source or change it. If you like how that sounds, you kind of want something that's going to, duplicate that into your audio signal. So
you just want a clean transition from
Yeah.
source to the listener's ears.
But some guys don't have a drummer that changes his heads all the time or doesn't have a good kit, and it was just like, okay, D12's great, but it has active filters. Not my favorite. It is unique, but man, when the V kick and for the price point of what it did, it was just like, well done, SE, well done. We've always evolved, bro. We just like, it's like we'll discover something new, we'll put it on a site and see if people like it, but then a lot of it's been steered by the customer themselves, and that's like the funnest thing in the world, because then I'm not looking at the shelf and like, oh man, look at all the crap that people don't like or don't want, So, yeah, man, things are rolling.
Awesome. And so the music just keeps going. I feel like that's a cue for us to cut
nice.
this. Dude, as always, man, I appreciate your support for everything that we do. Every layer of what I get to do, what James gets to do, everything, man. You support it, and it's such a blessing. So look forward to putting this interview out.
Don't make me cry. Stop.
I'm not gonna make you cry. So yeah, again, looking forward to putting this interview out, letting everybody get a chance to get to know Stephen a little bit. Peace.